in, people. Come on in. Let's talk about it. Let's talk about it. Talk about it. Talk about it. Hey, I know. We got to be risk takers, but we want to do it in a way that it is something that we're not going to be reckless. We're going to take risks, but we're not going to be reckless. Come on in. Let me know where you're tuning in from. Drop a note right there in the chat. You know, shout out. I'll give you a shout out. Come over and say hello to you. It's always nice. I love when people stop by and say hello. I definitely, and you know that I come looking for you. I'm finding out that YouTube has changed things up somewhat. Let's hope. May not have a lot of power after this, but it's all good. So YouTube have changed things up somewhat, and we're not seeing each other like we should. So if you haven't released a reel in a while, do that and watch and see what happens. I kind of figured the whole thing out. I had to see what was going on. How are you doing? Where are in the world are you? What is your weather like? As you can see, mine is, yeah, that's what it is. It's snowy. It's snowy. The sun is in and out, and that's what's been happening. But I can't complain. And I won't complain because guess what? It is what it is. So where are you? Let me know. Let me know what's happening in your world. Would be good to know that. And you know, we like to talk about taking risk takers. Hey, if you're coming in, drop a heart. Just, yeah, give a thumbs up. It's always nice to chat with people, just to know where you are at any time. You know, sometimes we have to take risks, and we don't have to be reckless about it. I said that before. So if there are three things that I can tell you, or three things, let's take these glasses off. Okay, let's sit with them. If there are three things that I can tell you that maybe you need to take risks on doing something different. Sometimes, and it depends too, it's also the economy. Some people will say, I would say your career is one that you may want to do something different. And people will say, well, you know, jobs are hard to find, or you know, it's from one thing to the next. The same thing here is the same thing over there. But I say take risks when it comes to the opportunity for you to, you know, try something new, something different. I think we're at the place in the space right now. We don't have to stay in the same we don't have to stay in the same job, in the same category, right? We don't need to do that. So if you're going to take risks, one of the things I would say is try something new. Try with, let's say, your job. How many of you will try that? How many people will say, you know what, I would do that? But then what's happening is this: some people are afraid that if they were to leave one job, it could, you know, it could lead to something else. It could lead to them losing the job. It could lead to them, you know, maybe they think that they they'd probably have to work harder, right? They would probably have to work harder. And that's not always the case, guys. It's not always the case. So if you have a career and there's something that you think that you can do and you can do it a little bit different, what would that thing be? So yeah, I'm going to leave that up there for you guys to answer that. What would that one thing be if you could do something different? If you were able to do something in your career and you were able to do something a little bit different, what would that thing be? if you could quit today, if you could get up and quit. Thank you for coming in, guys. Double tap the screen, give a thumbs up, let me know where you are, stop and say hello so I can come back and do the same for you, right? I always love to say hello to people when they come and visit. So one of the things I would say is this: if you have a job and you're thinking that
there's something else you can do. I say find the time, find somebody, whether it's a coach, whether it's a mentor, someone that can help you look at things a little bit different, right? And find out sometimes a career coach could make a difference in your life. People keep thinking they have to do the same thing. You pretty much have a lot of gifting and skills. And let me do this because the sun is really, maybe you can see me better this way. But you have a lot of gifts, you have a lot of skills, and you can definitely do something different, or as we would call it, the remix. So if you have a career, for me it's in healthcare, right? And sometimes people think healthcare is just hands-on, when in fact healthcare could also turn into consultations. So you can create something out of your business, out of your career, the thing that you already have, and turn it into something else. So, one of them I would say is you could take a risk with your career. Now, there are people who have a lot of gifting and skills. Perhaps you're a chef. Allison, hey, thank you. Oh, you're eating lunch. Okay, cool. So, maybe you have a gift. Allison worked with children, right? Check out Allison Map, y'all. And Allison is over there. Allison has a great personality. And so one of the things she did, she started her own YouTube channel. And she loves to shop. And what does she do? Allison Map takes us shopping with her. So now I'm going to Marshall's. I'm looking for a juicer, right? So know that there's something that you can do that can inspire other people. So when I say take risks, not everybody have to quit their jobs, right? Everybody, you don't have to quit your job. Some people say, I love my job. Some people say the job pay the bills, right? It puts food on the table, and definitely you want that. You want to keep the phone on, you want to keep the lights on. So you do what you have to do. And really, yes, guys, you can come up with the best plan ever. You could come up with a vision board, you could come up with a plan, kind of look at it and build it into 6-month increments, meaning you don't have to do everything right away. So, what is that one thing, if you were to take a risk, are you a risk taker? That's my question to you. Okay? Are you a risk taker? Yes or no? 1 for yes, 2 for maybe, and 3 is like no. So are you a risk taker, or are you sometimes on the fence? Because you do want to be responsible. That's the other R word, right? You want to be responsible. You don't want to be you don't want to be. So one, Allison, you're telling me that you are a risk taker, and risk taker does not mean that you are reckless. It doesn't mean that you're reckless. It means, like, you know what? I'm willing to try something new. I'm willing to try something new, something different, and see what happens. And so it makes life a little bit more exciting, because the thing is this: if you keep refusing, like, oh, I'm just going to do the same thing all over and over. She said, oh, no, I'm always on the fence. So the 2 would be on the fence. So 2, that means you're an analytic person. You're really going to think about it. Not that the 1 doesn't. But I like to, I used to say I'm like you. Even with investments, Allison, I was like, listen, I ain't taking no chance with my money. I'm going to be safe about it. But then there are people who are risk takers, and they say, hey, the market is going to be where there, it's going to dip, it's going to go whichever. And so that's a beautiful thing, that we're all so different. So there's nothing wrong with saying, okay, I'm going to try this. But one of the things too, when you are a risk taker, and if you're 2 and you're always on the fence and you really want to look at the situation, you want to make sure that you have a clear mind when you are weighing what they say, the pros and the cons. You don't want somebody else to come in and give you their opinion and change your mind. So all of a sudden you're making decisions that may lack integrity, that may lack the courage that you seek, right? And the courage that you want in your life. So you may want to look at things, and there's some people who say, you know what, I will need to think about it. They don't want it to be. So when you are a risk taker, or if you're saying, okay, I'm about to make a decision, Don't use that as an excuse. Oh, I'm going to think about it. Really think about it. People who invest, like I have people who invest in coaching. I've invested in coaching, but I look at the return. They say, what is the return of my investment, the ROI? What is the return? Because I am making an investment. I'm not spending my money. I am definitely making an investment. And so when I look at it, like my career as a nurse, that's hands on. It's a lot of physical work because, I was at bedside. But then I chose to use here. I started to think a little bit different. I said, what if I could take what I know and already package it and help other nurses? That's where the RN to CEO came from, right? Who want to continue working, but they want to create a business around their lifestyle. What if I'm able to support them and let them know how I did it? It actually turned into something. Allison says, yes, I got to think hard about it. Yes, my husband is a risk taker. So, okay. Yeah. So for me, when it comes to the entrepreneurship, that's me. That's me. That's it. I got to go work for somebody. What? Right now, I'm looking at that anything that I'm looking at, it's the flexibility. I want to be able to have control, not so much of a control freak. Some people say, oh, you want to just be fully in control. No, that's not always the case. Mine is to make sure that I am able to have the flexibility, the freedom, and the finances to do the things that are important to me. So that's one of the things. So, yes, you can be a risk taker without being reckless, and it's okay what level you are. Yes, flexibility to me is huge, and doing what you love. Doing what you love it makes a big difference. Because if you're in a place, in a space where you're working and you don't like it, guess what's going to happen? Then you're going to internalize all of that. And you may you find yourself getting nauseous, getting anxious when you're going at work. You can't sleep. You're having nightmares. You have stomach upset, all because of what you're doing. You don't like it. So as a risk taker, if you're looking for a change, take time out. Start looking at different jobs. Start looking at your resume. Update your CV, your curriculum vitae. Always keep one of those. For me, I never had to worry about a resume. I just kept it there for other things. But then when it came a time for me to update it, I'm like, oh my goodness, I haven't updated this thing in like 10 years. Because some people, they're very different out there. But there are other things that you can do being a risk taker. So yes, one of the things it could be, it's a risk taker with your career. Another one is money, but I'm not an investor in those things, so I don't talk about money a lot and all of those things. There are the different channels for it, but different people will look at it. And so one of the things I would say when you first start working, if anything, I could say, see what your job offers. Do they offer a 401k or 403b? If you're an entrepreneur like myself, you have an IRA or you do other things, right? So you do want to be responsible with it. So as a risk taker, guys, there are things that you are going to want to look for and take the time to do it. Take the time and say, you know what, I'm going to call a few of these places. I'm going to ask a few questions, see what's best. How am I going to keep my coins? Guys, if you're just coming in, thank you for coming in. Tap the screen, the one thumbs up. I really appreciate it. And just let me know where you're checking in from. It would make a difference. It would be great. Yes, it is snowing where I am. So yeah, you want to look at your money and so forth. Some people say, do you have that emergency fund? I was watching someone and they were talking about an emergency fund of a certain amount. I think it was Vibing with VC. Oh yeah, Vibing with VC. She has a new video out and it was pretty cool, to the point and everything. And, she's one of those people who she had something that's called a no buy year, that if she doesn't need it, she's not going to buy it. But she was talking about buying in bulk. Yeah, watching from Georgia. Georgia, sweet Georgia. On my. Okay, why am I singing? I heard it was pretty cold down there. Maybe you guys got some ice storms. But Georgia is in the house. Yay. So, yeah, guys, we're talking about taking risks. One of the things, but I would say responsible risks, right? Responsible one. I'm going to be responsible. See how much money I have, if anything, in that emergency account. Yes, it was really good. She was talking about certain things that you use, and if you use it, like if it's toothpaste and toilet paper, whatever, you kind of figure out how much you will need and purchase in bulk, which makes sense, guys, because there's certain things, like your feminine products or whatever it is you think that you need, you could purchase that in bulk. One of the things she spoke about is if you have guests coming over to the house. I'm not going to tell you all everything. I want you to go watch it. But, I always buy extra toothbrush, toothpaste, washcloths, and towels. So I have things that we don't use. It's if the boys come, those are theirs. Guests come, those are their towels and stuff like that. And the people who usually come over are just my family. My daughter, son-in-law, the boys, and sometimes my sister and the girls. So we don't get it that many, but I always try to make sure we have things that are separate. Yeah. So with your money, your 401k, your 403b, your IRAs, what do you have? It's the beginning of the year. What you can do, you can get the free credit report. Go and get that. Yes, you can get it. They give it annually, and you go check things out and see what's happening. There are a lot of us in business. Business last year wasn't that great. Even seven-figure earners were talking about business not being that great. Trust, okay? And so you're going to get hit, bing and ting, all sorts of things are going to go on. Oh, before this goes out. So, yes, being a risk taker does not mean that you're being reckless. So, with your money. Another one is with your health. Why do I say take risks with your health? Because you need to ask questions. Go get that checkup. Go get and find out. Ask questions. Sometimes people say, I don't want to know. Early detection is key, whatever is going on. Maybe you need to do something different with your diet. Maybe you need to sleep better. Maybe you need to cut some things. It doesn't mean you have to starve yourself, but there's some things that you could change when it comes to your meals. Instead of frying, maybe you need to bake. Maybe like Allison, you need to juice. She juices a lot. The same thing with Mitchie Boo. Mitchie Boo over there in Australia, she does a lot of juicing. So there are people, there are things that you say, with my health, I'm going to start taking care of me. So yes, with your career, with your money and your health, and with your health, I'm saying when you take risks with that, it's nothing to make you nervous. It's just saying, okay, I got to go to the dentist. Oh, I got to go get the girls check, right? I have to make sure my partner, my husband, get whatever needs to be done. So you may have to say, oh, okay, and it's the beginning, it's this quarter, and we're looking at what is the same thing with the kids. I was texting my daughter, make sure they're up to date on their shots, whatever is going. There's so many things that's going on, so many things going around with whether somebody's vaccinated or not vaccinated. I don't get into that, but you all been reading the news. If not, Google and see what has been happening. So you definitely want to pay attention to what's going on with you in your household, right? With your family, with your loved ones, in your communities. In your communities, a lot of things are going to be coming up, local and statewide, and throughout the country, different things will be coming up. So you have to decide, oh, am I on top of things? Some of you will be traveling. Your passport, you look at it, oh my, your passport, when most places, if it's less than 6 months or less, you are playing, they will not let you into their country. So if you need to go have that passport renewed, and right now you don't have any place to go and get it. If there's an emergency, then you would just have to do an emergency thingy, drive in. Some places will ask you to bring the printout off, or on your phone, whatever you need to do, off your travel your travel documents, your tickets and so forth. They didn't even bother me about that. With one of them last year, I was traveling. Was it last year or the year before, when I was traveling somewhere? I had to get that done. So that's what we want you to sit down. I want you to look it over, see what's going on. I'm going to drop a link with this because There's something that I'll be doing and inviting those of you who are interested in taking what you do to the next level. Is yes, it's some form of coaching, but I know that when you are in the place and space with other like-minded individuals, or even on your own, because some people are very private. I don't want people to see my business, because I'm like that too. There's certain things that I may have my plans and it's not out there because they say move in silence, right? And that's fine, but at least you want to know what is it that I need to have in place so that I can make sure that certain things are good. If you're in my membership or you'd like to hop into the membership, that would be fantastic because we talk about things over there, also some of the things, but I even go into a little bit more. And some people jump on my calendar and we have a conversation with that. So if you want more information, definitely I'll drop the links there. But that's what I'm talking about, guys. When you're taking risks, they're not reckless. Really take care of you, mind, body, soul, and spirit. See what are some of the things that you need to be on top of so that every day you're good. Hey, Lucy Warren, what up? What's up, Lucy? I stopped by the other day. What's going on, Lucy? Thank you. Oh my gosh, I probably only have 3% on this, so I don't want it to cut me off, but I'm going to have to cut it off because else it'll go. See, I'll be frozen like that. But come back to the replay, guys. It's only about 20 minutes, all right? But come on back to the replay. Thank you for the thumbs up. Where the thumbs up at? Where's the thumbs up at, Lucy? Come on, double tap that screen, baby. Come on, everybody. Double tap the screen. Double tap the screen before everything goes out. It's going to double tap. Yeah. So definitely stay connected with me, y'all. I'll probably just leave this for a minute, but I definitely want you all to come back to the replay. Definitely.